This time we're talking about personal branding. Now, what is your brand? Well, we'd like to suggest that it's not your logo, it's not your color scheme, it's not the header that you have at the top of your website or your social media profile. It's something much bigger than that. It really comes down to this. How do you stand out? What is it that you're known for? And how will you develop genuine relationships with your audience based on rapport and trust? One little tip we want to give you right at the outset is never build your brand around a particular network marketing company or a particular product. You are so much more than that. Build your brand about yourself and what you bring to the niche that you're working in.
And I have one thing I'd like to add to that, building around a company or a product. People change companies often.
That happens.
You know, companies go under or change, you know, the comp plan or something. And then you're left scratching your head like, well, you know, I really don't want to be part of this company. And if you branded yourself as being part of that company and you change, you know, that confuses your audience.
Right? You sort of have to start over.
You do have to start over. But when you're working on figuring out what brand you want to have for your business, you're going to need to, you know, ask a couple questions, mull things over, and realize that, you know, getting a brand out there is a great start, but it doesn't have to be a once and done thing. You could always, after you've done your business for a while, realize that, you know, maybe you want to rebrand or stand for something else. You can do that. And it's kind of a great marketing tactic as well. To do a rebrand, you can get a lot more attention when you make that big announcement. But the questions that you really should be asking when you're figuring out what your brand is what do you want to be known for? What do you stand for? You know, some people become experts at something in particular, like social media marketing. Maybe you want to be known to be the best social media expert. Or maybe YouTube. You want to be known for YouTube, or you want to be known for, you know, being an SEO king or queen.
Or you want to be known for, say, health and wellness, and you want to be known as someone that brings value to that market.
Precisely. And maybe it's even your values. Maybe, you know, what do you stand for? When we went through a whole list of values one night, and that was really fun. And what kept coming to the top were two. And, you know, we want to be known for compassion and integrity. So when you look at our brand and you look at the things that we provide our audience, for you guys, we're hoping to show you that we care, the compassion side of things, and at the same time, our integrity. What we say, we mean. So those are a couple, you know, questions you can ask. What do you stand for and what do you want to be known for? And the third one would be, who are you serving? Because that is super important. You know, you want to build a brand around your target audience. And
of course, there's lots of products that just sort of serve everybody, aren't there?
Well, you'll hear people wanting to say that.
I know.
You know, like skincare. Everybody has skin. Everybody should need skincare products, right?
Right.
Well, that isn't necessarily true. You want to be clear on who your audience is, what their needs are, what their desires are, what their problems are, because as a marketer, you are really a problem solver. And when you're building your brand, you want that to shine through. What problem you solve, who are you solving it for, and who are you?
Yeah, a lot of times we talk about who is your ideal client. You know, yeah, there may be, you might serve lots of people, but who would be your, if you could write if you could describe one ideal person that would be your perfect client, what would that look like? What would that person be?
Right. And we have a worksheet, for folks that haven't done this for a while, or maybe even ever. If you've never written down, the particulars of who you are serving, let us know. We'd love to share that worksheet with you. But the bottom line when it comes to that is why? When you're building your brand, why would people want to do business with you?
Yeah, not just why do they want to buy your product, but why do they want to buy it from you?
Yeah.
Well, let's give them just a few pointers of things you can do to build your brand. The first thing is that you want to be yourself. Don't try to act like someone different than you are. Be genuine. Let your personality come through, and you want to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to use your name, use your picture. Let people know who you really are. It's a lot easier to trust someone when you feel like you know them.
Think about the last person you bought something from. It wasn't some stranger on the street, it was someone you had a relationship with. So you also, in addition to that, growing relationships with people, you want to become known as the authority in your niche. So if your niche is health and wellness, you want to be known as an authority, that someone that knows what they're talking about. So learn, invest in yourself to become that authority.
You also want to be consistent. Your audience needs to hear from you consistently, and you want them to expect something of quality that's going to be of genuine value to them each time they hear from you.
Exactly. And part of that, in a way of attracting them, here's another tip. You're going to want to put together something you can give away. We call that a lead magnet, in exchange for their contact information. So when you're clear on who you're serving, you know the problems that they have. What little something can you put together that will make their life easier, or they'll solve a problem for them, that you can give away for free to get their contact information, to really start to build a relationship with them.
Yeah, and we even have a template that we can give people if that's something you're looking for, is how do I build a lead magnet?
Yeah.
We've got a template for that we'd be glad to share with you.
Absolutely.
Another thing to focus on is that you need to be building your list. And when I talk about your list, what I have in mind is your email list. Now, you may have lists of other types as well, like your customer list, or a list that you connect with on various types of social media. But probably still your most valuable is your email list. And you want to build relationships with these people by engaging with them on a regular basis, and so that they get to know you, like you, trust you, and over time come to the place where they're ready to buy from you as well.
Absolutely. And our last tip that we'll give you for today, in your branding, focus on the emotion. People buy mainly when their emotions have been, touched somehow. They've got that need, they've got that problem, but when you can, touch them on an emotional level, that will really help seal the deal for you. So in your branding, don't be cold, don't be, sterile, be real, and drum up some emotion, some feeling.
And one of the best ways to touch that emotion is to tell a story of somebody that had that particular need, and then how they found the solution.
Absolutely. Storytelling is one of the best ways to illustrate the benefit. And that's what you want to do, is be illustrating benefits all the time and how the solution will work for them.
Well, there's a lot more that we could say about branding, and we do in other forums. But we just wanted to give you a sort of an overview. And I hope that this is helpful and gives you a good start in building your own personal brand.
And if you were interested in maybe wanting some help with branding, or wanting someone to take a look at what you're already working on, be sure to jump over to our website, DavidnDana.com, and check out our Work With Us page. There's a place there that you can, schedule time with us, and we'd be happy to take a look at that for you.